So I'm pretty late to this party. I like zombies. I got a lot of friends who also like them. I've had members of my family tell me their actual serious plans for when zombies are inevitably a day-to-day issue that one must deal with. After hearing countless strategies and seeing the confidence plastered upon people's faces as they articulate to me their foolproof plan for surviving this fictional situation, I decided that I would approach the subject from a place of honesty and just right off the bat say it. I would not survive a zombie apocalypse, and quite frankly, I don't think many other people would either. And here's why. If you're going to assess your ability to exist in a world where you have to do everything yourself, I think it's important to be realistic. Now, I don't have any survival skills, so realistically, I know that I'd be fucked because at no point would I be able to ask Yahoo Answers how to build a fire out of a paperclip and the sock from my left foot. I don't know how to do things like make a fire from scratch or build an adequate shelter because I live in a city where at worst all of those things are less than a block away from me at all times. So I never have to worry about, say, if the roof that I just built out of 3 twigs and a handful of mud is going to crash down and suffocate me in my sleep because somebody who is much better at math than I am already did that for me. You can't hide in like a shopping mall or a hardware store because zombie films have already illustrated that any semblance of memory the undead have remaining causes them to gravitate towards whatever structures they find familiar. Every movie I've seen where people decide to take shelter in something that they didn't build themselves in the woods always ends the same way. Zombies bust in, somebody gets cracked in the head with a shovel and left as a decoy, and that person would likely be me, and it would be my own fault for, I don't know, stealing food or calling somebody's wife a dump truck. And even if I was included in the escape, what role would I play in that plan? Okay, once we're all in the car driving off, I'll pop out of the sunroof and give every living human being we were forced to leave behind the finger. I feel like that's the most important step of the plan, so I'll humbly accept the burden of having to flip off a bunch of useless, crying children. I don't know, but maybe I'll be able to live with myself. So if the only other option is to build a tiny hut in the forest from the elements, sure, I'll do that. I hope you like a roofless tree fort made of poison ivy leaves and my own spit. Otherwise, you'll find me in my basement with 2 bags of kettle chips, a half-eaten cat, and tears in my eyes as I constantly try to reset my wireless router and somehow stop myself from screaming about how I'm never going to see the new season of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, with teeth as black as a 70-year-old pirate because without any running water I just tried to eat coffee grounds and it didn't work out for me. Just don't overestimate yourself is my whole point. Like, how far can you run before you have to lay down and take a 20-minute power nap? 2 blocks? Less? I can scarcely find the motivation to stand up and find food that will continue to turn me into a gross blob of leaky shit, let alone actually eat well and exercise. Any and all survivors should stay far away from me because I have no means of driving away the undead unless somehow they're naturally repelled by the aroma of a man who's been too lazy to shower for the past week and a half. Plus, I'm not very good at sharing, and I'm kind of anal about how clean I like my stuff to be. Hey! It's a zombie apocalypse, not your own personal garbage can. Just put a coaster under that dirty glass of pond water. Oh, sure, send me out on a scavenging trip. I pretty much guarantee that your idea of essentials is different from mine, so don't get mad at me when I come back with a bag full of alcohol. I gotta forget about this bullshit somehow. And don't ask me to help repopulate the planet because half the time I can't even urinate in public, let alone perform sexually when I know that the entire human race is in my hands and wiener. I don't know if you've seen what I look like in the morning before 3 or 4 of these, but I'm pretty sure it's bad enough that I'll be mistaken for a walking corpse and have my brain splattered all over my pillow. Hey Jay, it's 8. Ah! I guess the best case scenario for me is that I turn into a zombie and you cut my head off and stick some spikes in my neck, wield me around like a mace or something. That way when the raiders show up, you'd be a little bit more difficult to take advantage of. However little motivation I have now is still exponentially more than if I could use the excuse that the world is literally burning. Hey Jay, you really gotta work on picking up the corpses and putting them into the pile when you're done. Oh yeah? Everyone's dead. You do it.